So yesterday we talked about sugar, the effects that they can have on you, as well as how much sugar is in drinks. We also talked about how the FDA, the USDA, the AHA, the ADA are not in your best interest. They're not looking out for you. All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into this today. We're not going to go all the way down the rabbit hole, but we're going to go far enough to where you get the picture. So there have been several studies and several cases that have linked sugar and substance abuse. Now, I'm not saying by drinking your soda every day that you're going to just go down the street and pick up heroin and start doing heroin. Not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying to go do that. What I am telling you is that it has been linked in studies that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Now, I'm not saying, hey, it's okay to go do cocaine because sugar is more addicting. Not what I mean. What I am saying is, when we look at this, how can the FDA, the AHA, and the ADA say that this is okay for our bodies when we have proof that it's not okay? So let's go in and let's break it down and find out why it's not okay for us. There's 4 components of addiction. We have binging, withdrawal, craving, and cross-sensitization. The experiment in question is whether or not sugar can be a substance abuse and lead to natural forms of addiction, i.e. food addiction. This seems plausible because your brain pathways that evolved to respond to natural rewards are also activated by addictive drugs. So what that means is, hey, you worked hard today, you're gonna go get a drink at the store. Most likely when you walk by the fountain machine or you walk by the sodas and you see a soda, your brain instinctively will tell you, hey, we need that soda. We need that Dr. Pepper. We need that Mountain Dew. We need that root beer, whatever it is. But subconsciously, your brain's going to tell you, hey, we also need that candy bar. We also need that bag of chips. Because they're pairing them together because the sugar that's in the candy bar and in the soda are tricking your brain into thinking, hey, I have to have this. I'm craving this. I'm going to have withdrawals without it. So what does your body do? You binge that food. Instead of getting a 20-ounce soda, you get a 1-liter soda. Instead of getting a regular size Snickers, you get a king size Snickers. So why is this important? When we look at sugar, we want to make sure that we note that as a substance that releases dopamine into the brain, it might be expected to this being an addictive chemical. Because when dopamine releases, it makes us feel good, makes us feel happy. That's what exercising does. It releases dopamine, which makes you feel better. It's the same thing that sugar does. I am not telling you to go have a goddamn Snickers and skip working out. If anything, you need to be working out to feel better, to release that dopamine. Many people claim that they feel compelled to eat sweet foods. Similarly, in the ways of how alcoholics might be compelled to go have a drink. I'm not comparing alcoholism to sweets or to sugar. But what I'm saying is they have the same properties. You could binge eat a Snickers or a whole giant bag of chips and not even know it until afterwards, and then you're like, oh God, what did I just do? It's the same thing that an alcoholic feels when drinking. So let's break this down a little bit further. In this study, they have given patients sugary substances as the form of soda, candy, or just sugar water. All right. So after having the sugar water, their brain instantly starts saying, hey, I need more of it. So they drink more of it, and then when they're out of it, they begin to crave it more. And while they're craving it, then turns into the withdrawal. With the withdrawal, you then become the cross-sensitization, which means you may not have access to that Mountain Dew or soda that has all that sugar in it, but you have access to that Butterfingers or Snickers or Reese's that has just the same amount of sugars in it. And you're just sensitized to it because you can go in there and eat that no problem, be like, oh, I'm all right. Not knowing that your brain is dying, saying, hey, we don't want this. It's the dopamine that's releasing, that's saying we want it, but we don't actually want it. The term addiction implies psychological dependency and thus is a mental or cognitive problem. Now, I'm not saying you have a problem, but what I'm saying is following down this pathway and not doing your research is a problem. Because the studies are out there, the studies show what's going on, but if you don't take the time to study, you're hurting yourself. You are in a food addiction and you don't even know it. If you're watching this and drinking a soda right now, it's an addiction. Go ahead and tell me, Greg, I can put this down anytime I want. You don't know what you're talking about. Put it down. Put it down for 1 week without drinking a soda or a candy bar or anything with added sugars, and tell me you don't feel 100 times better. Now, what is that going to cost? You're going to have to fight withdrawals. You're going to have to fight the binge eating. You're going to have to fight every ounce of your body to not cave, because you're going to crave it. But the thing is if you can get past that craving and past that withdrawal, just like a drug addict, just like someone who is an alcoholic, once you get past it, yes, occasionally you still have that craving, but it's not near as bad as when you were in the middle of it. So I'm telling you, there are studies that show how sugar is more addicting than cocaine. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement. And the thing is the FDA knows this, the AHA knows this, the ADA knows this, the USDA knows this, and they don't do anything about it. They literally say, hey, it's okay, we approve this. The FDA has approved these drinks, knowing that there's a psychological problem in this world that when you start drinking all these drinks over and over and over and again, you create the pathways that crave them that now turn it into an addiction. I've seen people drink 4 or 5 Mountain Dews in a day, and they come to me and they're like, hey, why am I so sluggish? Why am I overweight? Why do I feel like this all the time? It's because of the food that you're putting in your body. It's because of the drinks that you're putting in your body. I want you to be the best version of you, and I'm not shaming anybody for anything they do. What I am shaming people for is not doing your research. Do the research. Learn it for yourself. You don't have to take my authority on this. I have the certifications to have the authority on this, but you don't have to take that. All I challenge you to do is do the research. And if it benefits you, then do the work. Do the research. Cut the sugary drinks out. This is my challenge to you. I have cut all added sugars out of my eating every day. Now, I'm not talking about natural sugars that already come in the food. I'm talking about added sugars. My challenge to you is to do the same. Give it a week. If you can make it through that week, I guarantee that you're going to feel a hell of a lot better. But again, like I said earlier, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight that you have to win. I want it. I want to change so I can help other people be better as well. I want people to look at me and see, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Because I'm not the best person. There are other people who are far better than me. But there's something that they don't have that I have. And that's the drive and the will and the want to make this change. And it's not in just this, it's in every aspect. I have that ability. I have those abilities to want it. And I want you to want it just as much as I want it. So that's my challenge to you. And I want you to get up and do it. And if you don't feel like doing it alone, don't worry. I'm doing it with you. Join me in the journey. Because I guarantee it's going to be a blast. I hope you guys have a great day today.